Hi, in this video we'll take a look at the document store. The document store is used to store variables in non-volatile memory in between integration runs. So if we go to the manager, over here there's something called the document store, and you can see all of the persistent storage variables that I've got. And one thing worth noticing is that every integration has a last run date timestamp, which is useful for polling backends based on timestamp. But let's come back and create an integration. And in this integration, what we're going to do is we're going to keep a counter in between runs. So we'll call this hello doc store. And again, we will use a scheduler. And we'll just make it 60 seconds since we're never going to run it. And the first thing I'll do is I'll add a map component, and in there we'll create a store variable. So normally you would have a map component and declare variables that are used in your integration, and this is the first time we're going to look at store variable. And we'll keep it simple. You see we can create any kind of store variable, but I'll just create an integer. We'll call it a count in the document store. And if I come over here and click refresh, you will see, let's try it again, I should have count. Oh, maybe I need to save this. And here's my count. Okay. In my getting started project, in my hello doc store integration. All right, so at this point, what we can do is we can read from the document store and get the value. So let's create another map component, and let's create an integer counter. And this we'll keep incrementing. We'll keep reading and incrementing the count in the document store, and we'll take a look at the counter. So what we'll do is we'll add a map function to retrieve from the document store and set the key, and the key will be this new variable we just created, countDS. And we'll store the result in counter. Now, if we notice the first time we look in here, if we come look at the count, we'll see that it's empty. So the counter, if we retrieve that, it'll be null. So we do need to check for that, especially since I want to increment it. So what I'll do is, let me put an if statement and check to see if the counter is null. Well, I'll check if it's not null, either way. So I retrieved the count, I put it in there, and if it's not null, then what we'll do is we'll increment the counter. All right, so let's do it. Increment ints, and we're going to take the counter, whatever value we got, we're going to increment it by 1. And we're going to store that result in the document store for the next time. And we're only doing that if it's not null. But if it is null, it's not null, but if it is null, we're going to set the document store to 1. All right. And what we can do is let's just put a log component here when we retrieved it from the document store. So let's just log the counter. All right, so let's test this. On the first run, I fully anticipate the counter to be null, so the log will be empty. And there it is. And let's run this again. And now I expect the log to be 1. And there it is. So you see that we're able to use the document store to persist data in between transactions for an integration. And that's 2. And if I come over here and I click refresh and come to the count, you can actually see that the count is now 3 because we just incremented it after we logged it. And the other thing that I can do is I can clear it if I'd like. And then again, if I run this, it should be null. There you go. So in this video, we saw how we could use the document store to store data in between transaction runs. Thank you.